author, poet and art collector Gertrude Stein is perhaps better known for her patronage of the arts than for the work she wrote.
The Steins were really essential to the development of modern art in the early 20th century.
Godmother of the lost generation of writers, poets and artists, Stein moved to Paris in 1903.
You had Gertrude Stein reimagining prose. It was a truly exciting time to be there.
Embarking on a literary career that produced Tender Buttons and Three Lives, as well as work dealing with homosexual themes.
She was totally convinced in her own importance and wrote volume after volume without finding a publisher for them.
Whilst at Radcliffe College in the late 1800s, Stein was a student of William James and became involved in his experiments on automatic writing, a theory she personally renounced but which led to her own innovative writing style. Stein began studies at Johns Hopkins School of Medicine in 1897, but failed to complete the course as she struggled with the awakening of her sexuality.
Not so much to find her freedom as to get away from a very painful situation.
While there, she became known for her controversial views on the value of women in education. In 1902, she moved to London with her brother Leo and then to Paris, where they quickly became established in the city's arts scene.
Gertrude Stein famously said you can buy art or you can buy clothes, but you couldn't do both.
While there, the Steins began collecting post-impressionist paintings, helping several leading artists such as Henri Matisse, Cézanne and Pablo Picasso.
I'm glad you're here. You can help decide which of us is right and which of us is wrong. I was just telling Pablo that this portrait doesn't capture Adriana.
And later hosting salons, where artists and writers including Ernest Hemingway, Sherwood Anderson and Ezra Pound would meet to discuss the future of art. Stein herself sat for Pablo Picasso during this time.
Gertrude tells this wonderful story of having sat in Picasso's studio for some 80 or 90 sittings in a broken armchair.
Published in 1914, one of Stein's earliest works, Tender Buttons, with its underlying lesbian themes, is recognised as a masterpiece of verbal cubism.
She was always just a little outside the mainstream until really feminism rediscovered her.
In 1909, she met Alice B. Toklas, who worked as her assistant, and the pair quickly fell in love, remaining lifelong companions and lovers until Stein's death in 1946.
Alice B. Toklas was her wife, and they played very traditional roles.
In 1926, she lectured in England, and in 1933 she published her only commercial success, the autobiography of Alice B. Toklas, which she wrote from Toklas's point of view.
When Gertrude Stein returned to America, literally her name was up in lights.
Today, this work is considered one of the greatest pieces of English-language non-fiction of the 20th century.
Brilliant. This is brilliant. I always know it will be brilliant because it is brilliant.
Well, that's all from us for this week. Don't forget to catch our daily bulletins throughout the week at Pink 60 News and join us again next time for more Pink 60 entertainment.